Hi, friends. I'm Pastor David, and this is our Impact Moment. I'm recording this on Wednesday, but by the time you view this on Sunday or later, our East Ohio Annual Conference session will have concluded. As many of you know, we are once again having our East Ohio Annual Conference here in Worcester at the College of Worcester. Today, in our worship service, we're talking about discerning and following the leading of the Holy Spirit, and specifically, the joining together of the church of those who had a Jewish background and a Gentile background, and there'll be more about that in the sermon. But I wanted to share a little bit with you that I thought was interesting, that might be interesting to you to know and to pray about as we are discerning the Spirit's leading here in the state of Ohio. When our Bishop Jung, came to us a couple of years ago, he had a vision for East Ohio and West Ohio conferences to come together as one conference across the state of Ohio. At this point, that has not yet happened. That's in the exploratory stages, but it is being talked about and discussed. At this point, United Methodists here in the state of Ohio are part of one Episcopal area, which means even though we are still two conferences, East and West, we have one Episcopal leader. Our Bishop Jung, is bishop over the entire state of Ohio. And we really appreciate that. That's a lot of extra work geographically for him to cover that area. He's the first bishop to do that here in Ohio. And so some of our staff are also doing similar things. East Ohio staff have moved over to help with West Ohio in addition to their responsibilities. West Ohio staff doing the same here in East Ohio. There's also a task force that is being charged with looking at a number of different things that would need to come together well for us to unite as one conference across Ohio. They're looking at things like leadership development, including clergy and laity, church development, ministry with young people, missions, redistricting, appointment making for pastors to be appointed to the churches, clergy benefits, financial reporting, property and legal considerations, conference staffing, communications, technology, board of ministry, leadership structure, apportionments, and so on and so on. I just named some of those. And so they're doing the work of seeing how would it work well if we were to come together. And so I share all of this with you to let you know that we are discerning the Spirit's leading. And those of us who attend annual conference, whether clergy or laity, we've heard reports and we are prayerfully considering where the Spirit is leading us. Will the Holy Spirit want us to remain as East and West Ohio conferences separately? That's a possibility. Would the Spirit bring us together as one new conference across the state of Ohio, leveraging the strengths that we have, that we each bring to the table? That's another possibility. And who knows, perhaps there's another way it can look that we haven't even thought of or dreamed of yet, that the Spirit is leading us to as we work together towards a common mission of making disciples here across the state. So thank you. I invite you as a congregation to join us in prayer as we discern where the Spirit is leading us. And I know we have been a support at times for the East Ohio Conference because we're a geographically central location, and some important meetings and gatherings have happened here. And so I thank you for making our space available. So thank you as always for your generosity and the impact that you make in so many different ways here locally and beyond. And may God bless you.